Hi, friends. I'm Dave Barkalow, pastor at Fort Walton Beach First United Methodist Church, and welcome to the Pastor Study, our online daily devotional. This week we've been looking at the Beatitudes. That's the first 12 verses of Matthew chapter 5, the beginning of what is often referred to as the Sermon on the Mount. We're going to be taking a look at the last three, although really it's the last two. The last two Beatitudes are very much related. So let me read them for you. Verse 9 says, "Blessed are the peacemakers, for they will be called children of God. Blessed are those who are persecuted because of righteousness, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are you when people insult you, persecute you, and falsely say all kinds of evil against you because of me. Rejoice and be glad, because great is your reward in heaven. For in the same way they persecuted the prophets who were before you." Jesus here starts by saying, blessed are the peacemakers. And peacemaking is a very specific thing. Jesus is not just talking about having a general attitude of peace or being calm. Rather, he's talking about those who actually actively work to bring about peace. They are conflict resolvers. They're the people who stand in the middle of gaps between people. They are those who look for solutions to problems that bring people together. Jesus is saying that they are blessed because, well, that's what God does, right? God is constantly trying to bring us together, closer to God and closer to each other. And so when it says that they will be called children of God, peacemakers, well, that makes complete sense because that's God's work. Bringing people together. God is the great reconciler. And whenever we can actively work to bring about reconciliation, whether it's between two people, between ourselves and someone else, whether it's between different groups of people, then we are acting as God's children. Then Jesus says this very strange thing. He says, blessed are you who are persecuted because of righteousness. Blessed are you when the world looks at you like you are funny, because you do the right thing, even if maybe it didn't make the most sense. Maybe you could have gotten away with something. Maybe you could have just looked the other way on something, but you decided to do the right thing. God is very concerned about making sure that righteousness, the right thing, is done because God is righteous. And he says that the righteous will inherit the righteous, that the kingdom of heaven is theirs. So whenever we work to bring about righteousness, we are working at bringing about the kingdom of heaven. Jesus says that you are blessed when people insult you, persecute you, and falsely say all kinds of evil against you. That if we live the way this rest of this Sermon on the Mount says, people are going to think you're strange. When you turn the other cheek, when you value people, when you spend time in prayer, when you give generously, then people they're not going to know what to do with you. And that can lead to lots of different things. And then there we have the first time Jesus actually tells us to do anything in the Beatitudes. Up until verse 12, it's all these people are blessed because he says they're blessed. He doesn't tell us to do anything. But then in verse 12, Jesus says, rejoice and be glad. Rejoice, Jesus says, even in the midst of persecution, even in the midst of the world not understanding you, even when you do right and it causes strange things to happen, rejoice. Friends, this is good news for us today. We're going to keep trying to do what's right in the midst of this pandemic. We're going to keep trying to do what is right with our neighbors to bring reconciliation to people. So we're going to keep on following what God says to do. And we're going to keep on rejoicing. I hope I see you Sunday morning as we live stream our services. And I want you to stay tuned. I know I said these daily devotionals are only going to be Monday through Thursday, but there just might be a bonus episode tomorrow for you. So remember, I love you. Take care of yourselves and shine the light of Christ.